So you'll be a needle subgroup A, B, or C. Your name's here, great. If it's not, we'll tell you how you can become part of subgroup A, B, C. And in that group, we're going to share best practices. We're going to have some subgroup leaders. They know who they are. Harry is going to do one of the groups. Ravi is going to do another group, and BBS is going to do a third group. And they're all got subgroup systems, which will show who they are. So that way we achieve something in smaller groups. It's very hard to really have intimate discussions of what are the best practices of your institution in a larger group, right? Knowing Dr. Lopez for so many years, this is the first time he's got the least amount of tabs open. That's because they all are shutting down. Absolutely have the record drawing tabs open. This is the least I've seen in that work. It's 3 tabs, but do nothing. It's normally about 3. Yes. So congratulations. You got a new record. Okay, we're back on. We lost a couple of. Yeah, okay, so here's the plan, right? We're past the who's VGU. Thank you for hosting us. By the way, this is one the university partners with TGS. And so when I called up Mahavir, who's the chief convener for TGS, and I said, how can we make an opportunity of just having some best practice share? You'll see, even though it looks like there's a lot of prep, there's no prep. So the ROI is infinite because the I part is not that much because it's all ups. And the return is whatever you make. So I'm going to ask you all to be thinking of this, that this event becomes a 10 out of 10. And it becomes a 10 out of 10 based on who? You, right? The person in the mirror. So if it produces a 9 or an 8, you have to solve it to get to a 10 out of 10. Fair enough? Okay. And we're going to show you what the objective is in general in a minute. And that's what we'll do next. In case you're wondering, how do you get to what we're going to show you? There's a QR code over there. And so if you're running a breakout or whatever, that QR code gets you to anything. And even if you're not running a breakout, this gets you to the stuff we're about to show. There'll be one thing at the end we may or may not get to. So we'll play it by ear, right? So most of the time, we're going to do a little mixer exercise just to have a couple of minutes of getting to know at least one other person kind of deal. And then we'll do the subgroups where we'll go to another room down the hall. And we'll show you who's going to be in what room and what you're going to do. Fair enough? So that's our time. Then we'll come back here and do a report out. We'll show you what that means kind of deal. And then we'll just finalize with a little bit of next steps. Fair enough? That's our hour and a half. Okay. If you are running a subgroup, notice the minutes. So you can be plus or minus 10% of that, but not more than plus or minus 10%. Fair enough? Okay, because otherwise we will be here for dinner as well. And I don't think they ordered enough food for that purpose. There is a big dinner back there. Okay, so that's the plan. You can either use the short URL or you can use the QR code and have access to everything. Fair enough? Okay. At some point in the closeout, I will tell you that Sachin Arya and I have been working now since about July or August. And we will share with you a best practice in the closeout part on mentoring together with Eric. We will tell you that we have now mentored 21 teams from BITS Pilani 4 campuses for almost 11,000 minutes of mentoring, rated well into 9+ on a 10-point scale by both the mentors and the mentees. And I'll bet, can anybody beat that? And it's not that we're proud, we're just saying we want you to take, how can you do mentoring better, right? Because everybody says they want to learn from real world entrepreneurs. We'll show you what we just did. We only started in August, by the way. And Eric and I pretty much do 10 to 15,000 minutes of logged mentoring at a 9.3, 9.6 on a 10-point scale by the mentor-mentee every single quarter. Think about it. If you have a semester or a quarter school, How can you learn from what we've learned over doing it many years, et cetera, okay? So, TiG got started in 2013, and the mission statement has not changed. It got tweaked with a couple of words, but the intent has never been different, right? We know exactly who our customer is. By the way, I hate to say this, but in academia, we do not use the word customer. I think that's a mistake. Okay? I am very clear who my customer is, right? Now, does it mean that the parents aren't also customers? They're all stakeholders. We sometimes draw all the planets and you'll show parents and corporates and whatever. But I think academia misses the point when they don't have the same concept that a B2C company has. But you're very clear when we look at any decisions we make who our customers are. They're the students who can be empowered, right? It doesn't mean they're all going to become entrepreneurs, but give them the tools to become entrepreneurs. That's what we can do, and we can hopefully move them up that journey. Okay. Here's our objective this afternoon, and we're going to start with objective 1 very shortly. It's network with other people. So somewhere along in this 90 minutes, get to know one person, 5 people, whatever. We will give you access to everybody's phone number if you register. If you didn't register, I keep saying I do not know how to find you, but we'll show you how to register even post-event. If you did, you got an email, you got a calendar invite, et cetera, and we'll show you how you can, actually you can register along the way. I'll tell you the answer. It's tinyurl.com. Can I write on this? Thank you. So it's, if you didn't register, if you did, don't do it again. All lowercase, tinyurl.com/TGS, like the conference, TiG, all lowercase, jam, 5. We'll give you access to the back end, which will then capture everybody's information. Fair enough? Please saving trees from being printed, et cetera. All good? If you didn't register. And we'll share the back end with everybody, okay? So we're going to network, whether you're in the US, whether you can be in Pune, whether you can be in Ahmedabad, whether you can be in here, in Jaipur, et cetera. And then I will tell you that, you can come to these things and you're going to hear 10 best practices or more, probably 10. And if you take away that you're going to try and do 10 of them, you know how many you will do when we talk in April or September? What is that answer, Nada? Right? The reality is if you take 10 away, you'll do none, right? But if you take 1 or 2 away and you think, can I do this by next semester, right? Then I think you're likely to probably make much more progress. Fair enough? Those are the 2 objectives. And here's how we're going to do item 1 right away, okay? Lock eyes on somebody in the room who you do not know. Eric and I have done this a lot of times, so, okay? Everybody locked eyes? Everybody got a partner, not 15 partners. Lock eyes on somebody you do not know. Anybody missing a partner? Not as missing a partner? There? Who's missing a partner? Keep your hand up so somebody else can lock eyes on you, and then put your hand down once you've locked eyes on someone. This is not the hard part of the exercise so far, just in case, right? This is elementary school. We're going to make it a little more difficult. Anybody not got a partner? Everybody locked eyes? Okay. So what you're going to do is stand up and get close to that person as soon as we say go. You will have 60 seconds plus 60 seconds, right, to answer the following question, right? Which is, how can I help you? I would like to help you in the area of entrepreneurship education because this is my superpower, right? We're going to be just like the kids we teach. They all believe they have superpowers, and they really do because they believe in it, kind of deal. So how can I help you in entrepreneurship education because of my superpower? And explain the superpower. I'll give you an example. My superpower is being a solutionist. You cannot give me a problem that I won't immediately start thinking of the solution. Over here, we talked about doing an entrepreneurship roundtable for educators. We didn't get to it kind of deal. So about 10 days ago, we said, guess what? The problem is we're going to have all these people together. Let's go figure it out. And that's how today happened. Literally out of a very, very short term kind of deal. So, okay, you do that for 60 seconds. You tell the other person your answer. And then the second 60 seconds, you do the reverse. Any questions of what we just explained in this little mixer? You have somebody that you've locked eyes on? You cannot be an observer. You have to participate in the mixer. You and I are going to do it together. Anybody not? Put your hand up if you've got a partner in crime for this exercise, because we want to see who doesn't have their hand. You guys are not, you're not allowed to be observers. You are part of, we're going to start again. Boy, you are harder to teach than our college students. Okay? Again. Who doesn't? This is not the hard part. You guys are all good with partners? All good? Find somebody you don't know? Okay. And okay, stand up and get close to the person because your first 60 seconds starts now. Okay? I'm coming there. Claim this corner. Yeah. You start. How can I help? You can share what you can help with what you go from. The long journey, what's the time? And then this way. You probably start and end this now, or it's first. Return back to normal. Personally, the train or you're involved in a very quickly. Looking at switch. We switch. Huh? We're gonna switch now. Yeah, by now you should be doing the second 60 seconds. Right? You're done. Thank you, you guys. Give them the okay. So also right off. I think that is where I don't know. Create a job description. So that's my team here. They're happy with that. I get to go to okay, folks, you should be wrapping up now. Okay, folks, grab your seat back. Ready. Yes, sir. Okay, grab your seats back, please. Asim, we're ready. So if nothing else, you've at least already met objective one, right? You've networked with one other person. You will get everybody's WhatsApp and email, etc., by the end of the meeting or tonight anyway, because you'll have everybody's and you now know one person and their superpower of what we can do to help you. So I've told, is it Andy? Is that how you go? Okay. We go by first names for everything in America. I mean, my grandchildren call me by first name. Kind of deal. It's just part of who we are versus I know here you always say something G all the time, right? So assume that it not by any means meant to be anything other than just a way that we're here to help each other kind of deal. So with that in mind, here's what we're going to do in the breakouts, okay? You remember the length of time in the breakouts? Right? 30 minutes. So I'm going to ask that either the lead or the co-lead, right? The assistant to the lead, please keep time and move things through. And here's what you're going to do. Okay. Here's the content. Okay. Very short introductions. We're going to break out into groups A, B, C. If you registered before, I put you into A, B, C. If you did just registered, there's no way I could know about it. But guess what? You're welcome to come get the credit classes, right? We admit everybody to the class for this 90-minute roundtable or now 75 minutes, whatever. And you need to find yourself you need to pick A, B, or C, right? And I'm going to show you which ones they are. Try to go to a group you don't know the most people in. Right? So if you're didn't pre-register, that's what we're going to do. So quick introductions, no more than 30, 40 seconds. We did it on the bus, right? Pretty well, easily kind of deal. What do I do? What institution am I with? Boom, next kind of deal. Okay. So remember this team lead and then assistant leads. I'm about to tell you who you are as well. And then figure out, if there are 10-ish people in your group, maybe 12 kind of deal, probably just take maybe 2 minutes to say, what's the best practice you're proud of? And if you don't have one, it's okay to say pass, right? Because when you registered, you said you were either a contributor or an observer. So very likely we're not going to put you on the spot if you're an observer, right? We're going to share one between Eric, myself, and Sachin on mentoring and how we're very proud of mentoring kind of deal, and how that keeps progressing to get better, but we'll do that at the end. So remember, contributors primarily are going to share best practice for about 2 minutes apiece, right? So probably you've got 4 or 5 such people. And then if time allows, pick the one that you most want to hear about and maybe spend 5 minutes on that one. And when you come back here, that group is going to have that one person present. So that way, if you went to group A and you missed B and C, you get to hear the other two as well for about 5 minutes. Understood? Understood of what the 3 parts are? Any clarification needed? Any questions? Say it again. Which one? Oh, to the one I wrote up there? Okay, we'll help you out shortly. Have you done it all in lowercase? Where? Yeah. Ravi will help you or whatever group you go to. Right? tinyurl.com/TiE Global Summit, TGS, TIE, like TiE, the Indus Entrepreneurs, Jan 5. I think others found it, right? All good? Okay. So who's in what group? That's the next question. Like I said, if your name's not here, it means you hadn't registered at 5 o'clock this morning. This is breakout A. If your name is in green, it means you were likely going to be, where did DVS go. DVS, you're in charge of, right? Your name is in green. You're in charge of Group A, and you will be helped by Onkar, who's not here, and by Nada. So Nada, if he just can't get everybody to stay within reasonable white lines, you help him out. And really, it's more than herding cats, as we all know, right? Educators want to talk, and not listen kind of deal. All good? That's Group A. So all good. We try to put some contributors and some observers, but that's what you guys are going to do with Group A. Fair enough? Who's in Group B? Here's Group B. So in this one, Ravi. And I try to put a couple of folks from the US in each group, because obviously most people are from India that are attending here. And Nikhil, I told you you'd be the assistant too. So if Ravi steps way up, no, it's all the followers. Just make sure we're following kind of deal. Hopefully your name is almost there. Again, if you didn't register, you'll be just pick one group. Okay, but you all have access to the slides. So if you missed it, you can go back and look. Yep. And then in fact, Sachin, you and I are going to figure out what groups to go to in a moment. Group C is this one where Hari is going to be the team lead for breakout C and will be helped by Eric. Good. We try to always, where possible, put US and India kind of connections. Okay. Anybody not know which group that you're in? Because I said if you didn't register, pick A, B, or C. Did you pick? Just pick one. You decide. I can't help you. This, remember, is it's a 10 out of 10 based on how you think about it. So asking me to put you in a group is not right. You go pick something. Ritu, don't be an A because you don't want to hear the same thing, right? And you'll be? You're good? Everybody good? Any questions before we release you? I'm told there's food. Who's going to lead the way to wherever we're going? Follow DVF. Or remind me, Malvita. Either or. There's food and drink over there.
Yeah. But please bring your
seat.
notepad.
Okay. There are ways to sit in that room where it's obvious group A, B, and C. We may need to pull some more chairs, but that's fine. Let's go. Did your name not show up because you hadn't registered? After 5 o'clock. Okay. Just pick a group, whichever you want.
I'm fine. Breakout B.
Okay.
Which group?
There you go. Good deal. We're going to B, right? C, right?
Where is B?
Come, if they want to change, but pick one. Pick one.
Yeah.
Here on the playground. Yeah.
You are leading B.
Yes, sir. For you. Oh, good. Let's head out.
Okay, well, we're staying here. B is staying
I
here.
didn't know you wouldn't get the food and drink, but come get something taken back.
Okay, so we'll get the food and come. We're B. All right. We're B. Get the food and come back. No, this is B. We're cleaning this boardroom for B. I'm sure. Yeah.